Welcome to the YouTube Ads Masterclass. My name is Tom Breeze, and over the next few videos, I'm going to share with you how to take advantage of the YouTube ad platform so you can start to drive more leads, more sales, more customers at profit and at scale for your business. Now, I'm going to dive straight away into the slides so that there's no fluff and we can get straight away into the good stuff. So, let's look at YouTube to begin with as a platform. Now, as we know, YouTube.com is huge. It's got over 2 billion users on the platform, and they rack up over 5 billion views on YouTube every single day. Now, I could go into so many more stats about YouTube, how it's becoming the new TV and everyone's adopting YouTube from all sorts of demographics, from young to old, male to female, and it's just a growing platform as well. But we all know that because we're using YouTube all the time, which means that your customers are also on YouTube. So if you're not advertising there right now, you're really missing out, because it's a great time to advertise before the big corporates start coming in and putting their money into it as well. We have this opportunity to really get some very cost-effective advertising going on YouTube. It's just a case of how do we do this? And that's why I put this masterclass together. So if you're advertising already on, say, somewhere like Facebook, let me give you a few ideas about why YouTube is different and a couple of heads ups as well. So first of all, the great thing about YouTube is it's very, very rare to ever get an account shut down. So if you look at Facebook, you can ask any of your friends who are advertising on Facebook. Most people are petrified about losing their account for no good reason. That doesn't really happen when it comes to Google and YouTube. Sure, you can probably find some stories of people that have violated policies all over the place and had their account shut down, but it's very rare. And if you're taking care of your account, I've not heard of anybody losing an account just yet. Also, you'll find there's less fatigue on YouTube than when you compare it to Facebook. So on Facebook, if you're advertising there, you'll know you have to keep on refreshing your creative. New videos, new images, new copy all the time, just to keep on getting in front of people's news feeds. YouTube is not like that. YouTube, you're getting in front of people when they're coming to YouTube and looking and searching for answers. So we're turning up right at the right time when they're actually interested in seeing our ads, as long as we're being relevant. And that's, again, what this masterclass is all about, making sure you can get in front of your audience at the point when it's relevant to them, because then they really engage with your ads. And as a result, there's far less fatigue, much less fatigue. And likewise, if you're running things properly on YouTube, you can now get to a point where if you compare Facebook and YouTube, you can actually drive more cost-effective campaigns and you get a better ROAS sometimes, not always, but when you do a like-for-like comparison, you dialed and optimized your account, you can get it to the point where you generate more profit and scale than Facebook. And also, you've got to think about this from a standpoint of when you're advertising on Facebook, it gets to a point where you've maybe hit a few ceilings and you can't scale any further. Or if you scale any further, your ROAS or your return on ad spend start going all over the place. With YouTube, it can be this fresh new pasture, this blue ocean for you to say, great, run your Facebook stuff, and now start to introduce YouTube to diversify. Make sure you can not have all your risk and all your eggs in one basket. You can start to look at 2 different platforms now. You can master that, and you're gonna get far more result and far more scale when you start looking at YouTube rather than doubling down and going even deeper into Facebook. Okay, so as we go through this together, the whole reason I've made this masterclass available on YouTube is because I'd love you to subscribe. So if you look at this video in the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see a little icon if you're on desktop. You can hover over that and then you can subscribe to the channel. I'd love you to do that. I know loads of people ask for that in videos and things, but please do subscribe. Or if you're watching this on a mobile, you'll see the button underneath the video, a big red button. Click that, you can then subscribe. And also ring the bell, which means you'll be notified when I bring out new content as well. Because the whole idea behind this is building a YouTube platform where I can connect with you. I can build a community here and I can talk to you about how to get the very best out of your advertising for your business. Okay, so please do subscribe. Now, just so you know, I can walk the walk and I can talk the talk. My name is Tom Breeze, and let me give you a very quick introduction. I'm a premier Google partner, and also I run an agency called Viewability in the UK with clients all over the globe across many different industries as well. I have been advertising online for 13 years, 7 of which has been really focused and purely focused on YouTube advertising. And I run a performance-based agency. Now, what this means is that we fund the advertising and our clients pay for results, whether that be per subscriber, per lead, per sale, whatever it might be. We fund the advertising, clients pay for results. And the reason I tell that is because it's not a pitch for my agency or anything like that. It's much more a case of like, we've done this, and we've made it work very profitably across many clients in many different industries. I'm not here as a trainer teaching you something where I'm like, hey, I've spent $100,000 in my own campaigns and now I can teach you how to run YouTube ads. I would never do that, because you've got such isolated information that it doesn't actually make sense to share that with other people. You've got it working for yourself, great, but have you got it working for loads of people across many different industries? That's what I'm able to give you insight on. I've run these campaigns for so many different clients, whether it be physical products, whether it be digital products, whether it be lead gen, whatever it might be. I've seen it all, and I can show you what works and what doesn't work with confidence. And that's why I feel like this is the training I want to bring out to showcase that we know what we're talking about. Okay, now this is what I'm looking at pretty much every single day. Trends of data, understanding what creative mix works with the targeting mix and all this sort of fun stuff. I geek out over this stuff, but I'm not going to be sharing this sort of information with you and this sort of data. I'm going to boil it down to it, make it applicable, and so you know what to do with data like this. And I'm going to break it down into 4 quadrants. First of all, though, I'm going to talk about your customer psychology, understanding why your customers go to YouTube and what they're looking for in particular. So let's dive into that now. Now, when we look at YouTube, when you think about what you do on YouTube, it's very different to any other platform. So if you compare somewhere like YouTube to Facebook, on Facebook we're kind of scrolling through a news feed and we might be going there because we're a little bit bored, want to be entertained or distracted, see what our community is up to, see if anyone's liked our post or anything like that. And that's what Facebook is good at, wasting time when you have like little snippets of time every now and again throughout the day. So you might visit there 10 times a day or something. YouTube's not like that. We'll go there much less regularly, but we'll spend longer there. So if we look at what people are doing on YouTube, well, 53% of people are going there for inspiration. Now, this might be anything from watching a music video from Justin Bieber. It could be what I do, like go to watch Joe Rogan's podcast to kind of watch a load of experts talk about their fields. And I can find myself deep into a nutritional video of a nutritional expert being interviewed by Joe. And I get to a point where I'm like, right, I'm an hour in and I'm not even interested in nutrition. I'm just fascinated where this episode is going. And I find myself in the whole of YouTube every now and again. So we're going there for inspiration. We're going there to be kind of like learn new topics and kind of just get involved in what we're interested in. But that's me. You could be into extreme sports or music or cookery or anything that is one of your passions. Then you've got the other half of YouTube, which makes up 47%. And these people are going to YouTube for information. Okay, now if we break information down, when we look at it, people want to either know information, so they want to learn about a new topic and discover new areas. And I find myself doing that quite a bit on YouTube and just kind of wanting to explore new topics of information. Some people are going there for wanting to do something. So how-to videos and tutorials and walkthroughs are really obviously very, very popular on YouTube. And you also have the people that are going to YouTube because they want to make purchase decisions. They're looking to buy. I know that we've got 3 young kids. And when I'm looking to kind of go online, I go and watch what other parents have to say about certain products like buggies and cars and toys. I'm looking to see what other parents have to say, why they're good, why they're not so good, and get it from like a first-hand experience from other parents just like me. Everyone's doing this all the time. We're all going to YouTube and we're kind of watching review videos, unboxing videos, all this sort of stuff because we want to learn more about products and almost like window shop, so to speak. So people are going there because they want to know, do or buy. And when you're thinking about your customers, why do you think your customers go to YouTube? Is it one of these 3? Because if so, you can be there at that time when they're doing that activity and provide them with value. And so they kind of get to know you and your brand in a way that's super cool and you're being really relevant to them, which is such a big opportunity. Okay, so the big thing about YouTube though is that it's not snackable content that people are really into. I mean, you're watching this video and we're going quite into the detail here, and you're hanging on, like you're still watching this video right now, because we're looking to learn and looking to get into YouTube, and we allocate time when it comes to YouTube. It's rather like instead of a 20 minutes show on TV, what we're doing now is we're sitting down in a cinema to watch a movie. That's where it's different from like Facebook to YouTube. Facebook's like that snackable content. YouTube's like, right, we're really dedicating some time here to watch this. So the average session duration, when we last checked, was 40 minutes on YouTube. And that's increasing all the time. And there's recent reports of being 60 minutes, but the official stats that I found out about are 40 minutes in length. 40 minutes is a long time. That means some people are there for 2 minutes and they're in and out. Some people are there for hours. And I definitely fall into that latter category sometimes. I'm on YouTube watching loads of random stuff, but it's stuff that I'm really passionate and interested in. And then sometimes some cats and dogs and things like that as well. You've got to pepper them in every now and again. So now that we know a little bit more about your customers and why they're going to YouTube in the first place, we can now think about your offer and how you're going to position your products and your services so you get the very best out of promoting your offers on YouTube. Because you might already have something working really well for you on Facebook. You might be getting some great results, but to simply take that strategy you have on Facebook and then trying to copy and paste it and apply it to YouTube probably isn't going to work that well. Now, it's just a few tweaks and just a few considerations around customer psychology and how you're going to position your offer, but it's really important you understand the difference and understand that psychology so you can understand how to position your product. Now, just before we get into it, please do make sure you subscribe to this channel. I'll talk about why in just a second, but if you please do look below this video if you're on a mobile and click the red button and it's going to give you the option to subscribe, do that. Or if you're on a desktop, look in the bottom right hand corner of this video and you can hover over that watermark and it's going to give you the option to subscribe, do that as well. And I'll talk about why you should subscribe to this channel in just a second, but please do it because I'm going to give you more and more content. If you're liking this stuff, then you'll love what I've got for you coming up. So please do subscribe. But let's get back into your offer for a second, because when it comes to positioning your offer, please remember, and this is not exclusive to YouTube, but this is any other platform that you're working on as well, is when you're positioning your offer, make sure you're thinking about your customer's status, because it's all about status. If you think about your inner drivers, what actually drives you to make purchases and sales, and you work it backwards and you're honest with yourself, you'll probably realize it has a lot to do with how you think you're being perceived by the people around you. Whether that be your friends, your family, your loved ones, whoever it might be, you are always consciously aware of what other people around you are thinking, and it drives your behaviors. If you buy a certain product or service, what will other people think about you? So I've just recently bought a new car, and when I was buying that car, I was thinking, well, I can't go for certain brands that seem beneath my status. It's terrible to say, isn't it? But that's the truth of the matter. We're all like this. And I can't buy certain brands of car that are almost above my status, because then it might feel weird in that scenario as well. Because in both scenarios, I'm thinking, if I buy below my status, some of my friends and family might be thinking, oh, you're kind of, I thought you were better than that, in a weird way. I know that sounds awful to say, but that's how people think, and they're very judgmental. And if we think about the cars that are above my status, let's say, for example, I was to go and buy a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or something, and that would be fine for some people, but for me and my personality, it doesn't fit. And my friends would look at me and think, what on earth are you doing with a Lamborghini? That's not you. And that's how we think. We're always thinking about our friends and our family, and we're thinking about what they're thinking about us. It's just how humans are, and it's kind of part of our DNA, really, if you think about it. That's how we've learned to survive, really, more than anything else. So when you think about your products and your services, think about how it fits with people's status, because it becomes really important on YouTube, because people tend to go to YouTube at times when they have a bit of time and they're exploring their passions and what they're into. So if you know that going in, it then means you can either position your product as either an improvement offer or an opportunity offer, and the latter is a lot more powerful. So let's say, for example, we're looking at an improvement offer, and I'll give you an example of this YouTube advertising and why I'm asking you to subscribe, okay? So if I was to have some sort of product that helps you capture more email addresses from your prospects and helps you nurture those relationships through email marketing and improve your kind of open rates, your click-through rates, and your sales rates, for example, it might interest you, especially if you're looking for that in the first place. And that's like an improvement offer. You're already doing it, but I can help you improve it. And that's actually not an easy thing to sell, because first of all, you've got your own thing going on, you're kind of swept up in what you're actually doing. But the big factor behind it is that if you are actually motivated enough to come and check out what I've got for you, if I did have something, I don't have something like that, but if I did have something like that, you would have to admit deep down in your soul that you are not doing a very good job of it right now. And that's a difficult thing for us as humans to admit. We don't like to admit failures and defeats, and we don't like to admit that we're not that good at something. We kind of like have barriers that protect us from that sort of thought and feeling. So as a result, if I was going to sell that, I need to kind of break that down. That's really hard to do. And once I've broken it down, it's not to say that my kind of like offer will be the best. And so improvement offers are actually psychologically very difficult to convince people to take action on. Whereas if you position your opportunity as or your offer as an opportunity, then you have much more likelihood of getting someone to actually take the next step. So the reason I built this YouTube channel is I'm asking you to subscribe because I'm running an experiment with myself, really, more than anything else, to kind of work out how valuable a YouTube subscriber campaign would be. What if I had 100,000 people subscribe to my YouTube videos and my YouTube channel? Or what about 1 million? What would that do for my business? And how would I be able to communicate with those people there? Is it better than email? Now, if I get a lot of stats and a lot of information around that, and I realize that, yes, hang on a second, YouTube subscribers are so much better than email subscribers. If I realize that, then I position my service as an opportunity for people to say, stop what you're doing with email. That's old, that's the traditional way, that's dead and done. Now look at YouTube subscribers. If you can run YouTube subscribers, you're going to get a much, much better result. No one has to admit defeat any longer. You say email was a great thing. It continues to be a great thing in some respects, but YouTube subscribers is a brand new thing and you should really get involved. It means you can drop what you're doing without any feelings of defeat or anything like that, and you're starting to explore this new opportunity. It makes a massive difference to how people actually take action. So I could teach you all loads of things about how to create really, really good video ads and the creative and all that sort of stuff. But deep down, if you understand this and how to position your offer as an opportunity to people, they're far more likely to take the next step with you. And it's all about creating really, really good offers. Cool. Hopefully that was useful for you. So now as we go back to this quadrant, in the next video I'm going to share with you, we're going to start to dive deeper into targeting and the creative in the video after that as well. So when you're ready, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do that. But when you're ready, you'll see another video appearing right now. You can click on that video and it'll take you through to the next video in this video series. Thanks so much. Click it now.